Healthy Rebel Radio is sponsored by the Healthy Rebel app. 300 plus secretly healthy, delicious, mouth-watering dessert and treat recipes made with all-natural, whole food ingredients. Now available for download on the App Store and Google Play. Find out more details at healthyrebel.com.
Welcome to Healthy Rebel Radio. I'm your host, Dr. David Dizer. I'm here with my Damie Health Healthy Rebel co-founder, Amy Lane. Good morning.
Good morning.
Just a few quick health and wellness stories to review this morning. We've got a great one. We talk about a lot about veggies being important in weight loss. I know you're obsessed, and I think it's a really good thing to harp on. Obviously, I'm into it. A new meta-analysis looking at 21 trials that covered over 940 people, I guess. Was looking at some very specific foods that you can consume to help speed weight loss, and I want to go over them today. The study focused on beans in general, but chickpeas, peas, or lentils, and they were looking at the people in all these studies, and they said, okay, how much were they eating compared to everyone else? And what they found is the people who ate at least one serving of these foods per day lost more weight than the people who didn't. Now, over 6 weeks, it didn't turn out to be that much weight. It was only about 1 pound. But what they found was the people who were just eating one serving of these foods per day self-reported 31% fuller. Right? That makes sense to me. These foods, I believe, should be a staple of all healthy diets. Beans are so incredibly helpful. I mean, what happens is normally we eat too many, and people feel uncomfortable and gassy.
Well, the other thing is people go from not eating any fiber to eating fiber, and then they have some, I put in brackets, like negative effects for a little while, but they don't keep it up long enough to get the positive effects. So if you go from eating no fiber to eating fiber, you're going to feel probably a little uncomfortably full maybe after some meals. You'll probably have what we call veggie belly, like be bloated. You may have added gas. You may have more, how do I say it? Bowel movements, I guess. Or
it's absolutely possible. And a lot of people will self-report that they're uncomfortable after eating beans, and that's why they don't consume them.
But it's one of those things you have to commit to, and then your body learns how to deal with it. But you also have to, eat normal portions, drink water.
And you have to start low too. If you haven't eaten beans in a while and you're gonna adopt this because you think, okay, this can be helpful for staying full, don't eat a ton of beans in the first day.
Don't eat 3 bean meals.
No. Just one serving is all you need.
Yeah. And
you'll be 30% fuller. And it's going to prevent binging. It's going to help with overeating. I mean, it really helps with overeating, I find.
Oh, it 100% helps with overeating because you become full on actual fiber, but also nutrients. Your body says, oh, I'm good now, because a lot of the times our body isn't craving just something to fill up our stomach. It's actually craving nutrients. It's craving healing our cells. It's craving nourishing our cells.
It's craving detox too. It wants to bulk the stool. It really does. It wants to bind cholesterol.
And having good bowel movements is key to weight loss.
It really is.
It's
incredibly important.
It's something that wasn't talked about for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, it's key. It's a good thing.
It's key to skin health. It's key to
energy
and the ability to exercise to the fullest.
Absolutely key to detox, obviously.
Well, yeah.
That's how you're doing it, mostly. And it's key for weight loss.
And it's key for good gut bacteria, and it's key for so many things. The other great thing about beans is you can use them in so many different ways. I mean, all you have to do in this situation if you want to feel fuller and get the nutrients we're talking about is you just need to consume them once a day. But I mean, there's a wide variety of options, and they can be eaten different ways. We talk a lot about hummus, but we often will do lettuce wraps with different types of beans in the wraps.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you make a ton of lentil dishes.
I put lentils in everything I'm making. I find it a really easy way. If I'm making quinoa, if I'm making rice, if I'm making soups, if I'm making stews, I just toss in more lentils. Why not?
Why not, exactly? It goes with it. It tastes good. It adds a bit of fiber, and you're going to get these benefits.
Mm-hmm.
I should say there's one more benefit we need to talk about in this study. When they're looking at 1,000 people or whatever, they said that the people who ate the one serving per day had 5% less cholesterol. So their cholesterol scores were down just from, this is the only, if you look at their lifestyles, the only difference would be, okay, they had one serving of beans more per day than the other groups. I think that's important. Not that all cholesterol is bad, but if you look at generally, this is a great thing, and it's easy. I'm into easy.
You are into easy.
Try and make things as easy.
Someone here tries to make things as easy as possible for you to get nutrients in.
I don't have to think much.
No.
It's true. Another weight loss study I want to go over today is one that was published in the journal Obesity, which is a popular, is a really popular journal. It was looking at fitness apps. And I'm not sure if we've covered this on the show yet. I think we've done episodes where we've talked about fitness apps before, but this one study, I can't remember if we've actually covered it. It was 365 people. They followed them for the whole year. What they found was, if the only thing you did was download a fitness app, or an app that counts calories, or tracks what you're eating, or tracks the workouts you're doing, if that's the only thing you change, then you're not going to lose any weight. Like basically, this is a big group of people, over 300 people. Mm-hmm. The people who just downloaded the app and they didn't change anything else, and they used that to try and shape their lifestyle, no change.
I mean, I think I think we've talked about why a lot. We get over tracking. Like, a lot of these things, like, people will track their food and end up counting their calories.
Mm-hmm.
Not all calories are created equally. Having a low calorie or eating the calories that are recommended for you doesn't mean that you're eating a nourishing food diet. So it doesn't mean that your body's going to respond properly, and it also doesn't mean that you'll be satisfied. It doesn't, cure cravings or emotional eating. Like, there's so many factors.
It doesn't mean you got enough veggies during the day. It doesn't mean your healthy fat profile was good.
And the real issue I have is with fitness apps that tell people that, they do 30 minutes of cardio on a treadmill, and then they tell me that their app tells them that they burn 600 calories.
Boom.
And I don't know how to tell them that that's not true.
No.
Or these scales that measure body fat, and people are telling me, like, it's impossible. These are not possible calculations.
Yeah, the accuracy's not great, that's for sure.
It's beyond not great. It's not true. So, the thing you can do to create results in your life is eat healthy consistently and work out every day. There's no trick around it. It doesn't matter how many apps you download. It doesn't matter how many calories you count. It doesn't matter how many, steps you count. If you're not giving it your all in both areas consistently, it's not going to happen.
It's really not. I mean, what they found in this one study in particular, I mean, many studies have been done like this, looking at this sort of idea. What they found was after 12 months, the weight loss for people who just downloaded the app was equal to placebo. It was 2 pounds. Mm-hmm. So that's after a year.
Yeah.
They also tracked a very similar group of people who had enlisted a coach. They followed them for 12 weeks. The average weight loss was 8 pounds. So we've got people who lost a lot more, a lot less, but the average was 8 pounds in 12 weeks compared to 2 pounds in 1 year. And it's it's more expensive to have a coach. It's a bigger commitment, but you're actually creating change. And most likely, if it's a good coach, it's going to be lasting change.
Well, and they'll teach you. It's not something you get trapped into having the rest of your life. Coaches are a lot of the times, like, I think of myself as a Sherpa. Like, I'm there, I'm providing you with the support, the information, consistent reminder and guidance of what you wanted when you forget. I'm getting you to your choice location the fastest, easiest, safest way possible. But I'm also teaching you how to do it all yourself, so that when we get there, if you want to continue on and if you need my help, we can continue on. But if you feel now, I understand, I caught it in consciousness, things are different now, I've really learned from this process, then you're free. You're now it, and you can just go on and live.
You can continue this hike on your own.
So, the way I look at it is, if anyone thinks it's too much money, I mean, the money I spent on wasting my time money I spent on fad diets, the money I spent on cleanses, the money I spent on these stupid books.
Books and programs and supplements, and my gosh.
It was all a waste of time.
But also mental capacity, not just physical time.
Well, yeah, and that bothers me more than anything than the physical dollar. Because your time is the most valuable thing that you can't supplement. And I'm talking emotional, mental, all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's so, I mean, if you're tricking yourself by telling yourself, oh, I just can't afford whatever, you can't afford not to.
It's an investment. I mean, it's a short-term investment with long-term consequences. Yeah, I mean, the mental exhaustion.
Yeah, it's just not worth it.
No.
And just the hamster wheel.
Yeah. But it needs to be a good coach. It needs to be someone who's been through it and worked with tons and tons of people. And, I mean, I really do think that there's a coach out there for everyone. For sure. And it has to vibe with you. The one thing I'm always saying to be conscious of is look at what this person's life experience has been. If they're a teenage girl or, a young girl an 18-year-old girl that's never had any life experience or any experience in actually transforming their life, there's a high probability that you're not going to vibe with them. Because they're not speaking to you on a level of knowing. They just read a few books. Right. And education is awesome and it's wonderful and it's needed, obviously. But it has to be also married with life experience and understanding. I definitely agree that it does. And I mean, I get in situations often, the patients who come see me, they don't really know my life experience normally because I get referrals in many different ways. But I share my life experience constantly. And I think it's a good thing. But, I go through specifically the things, especially when someone's coming in for allergies, sensitivities. I think you can speak to people on a different level if you've been there. And especially if it resonates at a different level. If you've healed from something, you're speaking from a level of knowing. And it's just completely different. Yeah. It really is. I want to talk about one more study today. I mean, I love this one. It's preliminary, but I'm into it. Because it's a food study, it has nothing to do with manufacturing a drug. It has nothing to do with supplements that are already out there. It's a food study. We're looking at pomegranates. And this one study was looking at anti-aging. What is it about pomegranates? Can they prevent actual aging? And what would be the mechanism if they could? And they, did it on. They did this one study looking at an insect, and then they did it with a mammal. And what they found was, when you consume pomegranates, it prevents mitochondrial breakdown in the cell. Now, mitochondria, they're the energy. They're the energy zone in the cell. That's where your cell energetic processes take place. When they don't recycle themselves quick enough, then that's associated with aging. That's associated with sort of an oxidant buildup and your immune system dysfunctions. You're not clearing out dead cells quick enough. That's a heavy component of aging. What they found was pomegranates can prevent this. Pomegranates can keep the mitochondria online. It's a molecule that's made in the digestive tract. When you consume a pomegranate, if you have good bacteria, you'll create something called urolithin A, right? That prevents mitochondrial breakdown. And what that means in layman terms is that you have healthy, strong muscles longer. So all you need to do is have good gut bacteria and then eat pomegranates, and your muscle breakdown will be less. So over time, you can have healthier muscles, which we know is associated with feeling younger, having better energy, being able to do more. They're now starting human trials doing the exact same thing. Very safe human trials. All you have to do is have good gut bacteria and eat pomegranates. And they will track what are the muscular changes. Are you having good mitochondrial recycling? We were obsessed with pomegranates for years. Remember that? My gosh. Well, they were our treat. We were so lame. What is wrong with us? That was our Saturday night. We'd go to the store and we would buy pomegranates We'd bring them home and watch SNL, cut them in half and eat them.
Yeah.
That's like, as I say that out loud,
I know.
I think, what were...
I'm not going to try to sell anybody on that was cool.
No, it definitely wasn't cool. It was anti-aging.
We didn't know that.
Not at the time. Now I feel like we should pick it up again.
Yeah. Saturday night.
It's not pomegranate season, though. Oof. Next pomegranate season, I will remind everyone that this is your Saturday night treat. You go to the store, you get one, you participate in anti-aging, and you know what? I think it's going to work for humans.
Well, okay.
Keeping the immune system online, keeping your cells healthier longer. I mean, the insect and the rodent study, they lived longer.
Oh.
It's not just muscle. I'm saying about muscle breakdown. That's the mechanism we're seeing. They live longer. Saturday night. Look out.
We were on the right path.
Did we fall off the path when it comes to pomegranates?
We did.
That's our show for today. Today we're talking about, veggies for weight loss. We've got that. Let's talk beans. 1 serving a day. You're going to have benefit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Don't bother with the fitness apps unless you're actually enlisting a coach.
Unless you know for a fact that there's a tracking device that actually benefits you. There are people, in all these things, we're just highlighting the general information.
Right.
But there's always someone out there that is using one of the... I just don't want the angry email.
Oh,
I
no,
use
there's
this
tons
app
of anomalies.
and...
Yeah, whatever. That's all good.
I don't want to...
If it works for you, don't worry about it. If you're just starting out and you think, I'll download the app, right? And then I'll discipline myself using this app, and I won't change anything what I'm doing. I'll just look at what I'm doing and then try and see how my calorie counting is going. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You need a program. You need a plan.
Yeah.
And then finally, pomegranates on Saturday nights. Next season, I will remind everyone. And hopefully by then we get some information about these human trials. I mean, I assume it's going to take lots of time, but whatever. I'm into it.
All right.
That's Healthy Rebel Radio for today. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great day.
See you.
Healthy Rebel Radio is presented by the online health and wellness center, DamiHealth.com. Since 2009, Amy Lane has successfully coached thousands of women through her signature program, the Bikini Body Program. Join today to work exclusively with Amy to unveil your greatest yet to be from the inside out. Go to DamiHealth.com for more information.
Thank you for listening to Healthy Rebel Radio. Please connect with us on our community pages on Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram, all at the handle @DamiHealth. For weekly recipes, articles, and all our episodes straight to your inbox, join our newsletter at DamiHealth.com. You can find all the links discussed in today's episode in the show notes. Thank you for joining us, and see you tomorrow.